back with another segment of Prison Chronicles, and I thank you for your love and support, and continue to like and share. And today we have a group of guys here, and we're going to give them the opportunity to speak and tell you about their prison experience from their vantage point. And again, if this is your first time, make sure you type in the comments "first time," and we'll personally greet you. But then again, you remember, if you have any family, friends, or loved ones that have been to prison, that are on their way to prison, if you have any mates that have lost spouses to prison, you have any kids that have lost parents to prison, parents that have lost kids to prison, even if you're an ex-officer, remember to hit us up at 501-551-8489 if you want to be on the show. And make sure you log on to YouTube under De Niro Cook and press the subscribe button, and make sure you share what we're doing, because there's no us without you. And we're going to start off with this segment here, and y'all remember, when we asking questions, we just debating like we do, like we do. So it ain't you don't have to go down the line to speak and all that, you know what I'm saying? But start off by introducing yourself and speaking about your age of incarceration. Tell them your age of incarceration and how much time you did, things like that.
My name is Javon Bryant. I did probably close to about 10 years in prison altogether. I first went to prison when I was 19. Came home when I was around like 28, 29. And I moved around from prison to prison, but we're gonna get back to that.
My name is Malik. Everybody know me as KV. I spent 27 of the last 32 years in prison. I just recently got out Friday from the Tucker unit.
What day was that? March the what?
March the 5th.
I know you ain't gonna never forget that.
I've been to prison a total of 9 times, man. Most of you guys looking at this, it don't matter where you at, y'all know who I am, man. But you know, it's about something different now, man. Y'all got to start thinking different, man. We'll get to it later. I'll pass with that.
Well, my name's Sequoia Allen. They call me Coco. Man, I went to the joint when I was 15.
Can you tell them again, what's your name again?
Sequoia Allen.
And they call you what?
I did 10 years. I went to the joint when I was 15 in 96. Hey, man, shit, it was a hard journey. But we're gonna rap about it.
My name is Kendrick Price. I went to prison when I got locked up when I was 17. I did around total 10 years for some bad decisions, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
You know what I'm saying, we just gonna open a panel like this, you know, especially being at the ages we all went down. And what age was you when you first went down, when you first went down?
I went down April the 16th of 1989. I was 17 years old the first time I went to prison.
89, boy, regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Did you get, shoot, you got 89. Well, regular Nintendo was out before you went.
Man, Atari was still out.
You was at Common then, wasn't it?
No, I went to everybody that was 21 and under back then went to the Tucker prison farm, man.
Yeah.
And I went in there at you know, like I said, 17. I had homeboys that was already there and whatnot, and they had a say. It was a saying back then: zero tolerance. You know, you came through the door knocking. You know, the first place you went was on the wall, right beside Two Birds, where the hole is. Yeah. Well, the worst birds on the compound was right in front of you, One Birds. And you got dudes on the bars talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? The first place they put you is PC. Everybody, I don't care who you is, how hard you is, what you in there for, they gonna put you in PC for a week. Well, I went in PC and they had this homosexual who had been in the joint for a while, and dude went in my box for who went to chow the next day. Back then, they gave you $10 when you left diagnostic to take with you, you know, just cosmetics and stuff like that. And this homosexual went in my box, man, and got those cosmetics out. So when I came back from chow, the next day, I was in the hole. You know what I'm saying? I went to the hole my second day in prison. When you come out the hole, you don't go but one place, One Birds. That's it. One Birds, House of Pain. That's what the nickname was, House of Pain. They had 100 dudes, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, piled up in this barracks. 2 fans, no air, 2 shower heads, and wasn't no such thing as no building utility or nothing. Everybody caught that door. When they said whole squad, you caught that door, you got beat down and drugged to the hole. You know, it was just prison now, man, y'all got it easy. I'm talking about, man, it's a kiddie camp
The
now.
harder part of prison now is just being away from your people.
Man, the hardest part of prison now is just waiting to get out. The money good and all this shit. But man, the hardest part now is waiting 2 days for a roll of tissue and shit like that there, you know.
When you say you had went to the hole and dude had one of your box your first day there, what you go to the hole for? You served
I
him?
smashed it. You off the top, man. You back then, and it ain't really like that now, but back then, man, if you show any sign of weakness, it was over with. It was predator and prey. Just bottom line, predator and prey, predator and prey. Yeah.
Coco, being that you went down at 15, and definitely being that you was a minority, being that you was a vice lord, how was it for you? Cause you went through hell.
Shit, man, we went through those shit. I was scared to go to the other butcher night, man.
You were what?
15 years old, I ain't know what to do.
Yeah.
But I dealt with it though. Shit, I had the nuts of a lion. Fuck it, heart of a tiger.
Yeah.
Shit, but 1996, man, first time I ever been incarcerated, they sent me to prison. I ain't go to no juvenile, no nothing. County jail, straight to their farm. Shit, they come through the door, I'm a vice lord, ain't nothing about 13 of us.
Yeah.
Shit, it's fight up. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Simple as
Yeah,
that.
tough.
Fight or fuck.
Wasn't no other way around it. Get down and get fucked. Shit. I'm gonna do what I know how to do. Shit. Man, I'm telling you. Shit, I stood my ground. 15, I ain't know no better. Next time I see in the street, what I was, 21.
See, then I came to conclusion like when I was at Newport, cause you know they say Varner was the gladiator camp and all that. You already know. I don't think none of them mess with Newport. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a young dude. So I feel like even the best thing, especially when, you know, it was private owned then. Private owned then, it was a Wagon Hut. So I really think if we would have did all our time at Wagon Hut versus the state taking over, boy, we'd be some evil dudes on the street, boy.
Yeah.
Cause when I tell you, you had number of young dudes, when you turn 24, you get shipped. Cause you too old to be there. Man, you had young dudes raping each other, man.
I'm talking about it was buck
About
wild.
babies raping babies, man.
Yeah, I went to visit my pops at Newport back in the day, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Man, they had 2 barrels, execution and death row.
Death Row,
Man,
yeah,
two
Death Row,
things
boy.
gonna happen. Come out with your head open or your ass open.
Man,
One of
it was
the
a
two.
sport to bust
Gonna
a
get
dude
out, man.
head.
Just like
Anything
that.
got your head bust, man.
Shit,
Anything,
boy. That's
boy.
over with.
You know what I'm saying? And
But nigga had some good times in there.
oh yeah. You know that
'Cause the
just
nigga
like
had
my
to
mama
make the
see some
best of it.
episodes and she see us laughing. Well, I think y'all laugh too much. Hold up, prison ain't just no evil place. This, hey,
You
you
gonna
gonna
make
get
the
some good
best of
laughs
it.
in there, man. The best laughs in the world. Then you know, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's fun, cause I'm definitely ain't trying to send nobody there. But you learn how to live there. You learn how to adjust with where you at. Yeah, adapt.
You know what, man, throughout my prison experience, you know one of the worst things I think that they do to a man?
What was that?
When you first come to the door in prison, one of the first things they do is demasculate
Oh
you.
yeah.
The first thing they do is they tell you that you are no longer a man, and now you are a number, you are an inmate, you are a convict. You don't have any more rights no more. You know, and this is what's so crazy. I didn't know that they did that to me. And
How you didn't know that?
because, like, I go to prison, I'm a young person.
Yeah.
And when you don't know nothing about brainwashing, manipulation, when you don't know stuff like that, I'm young, I'm still naive, I'm still green. So they telling me I'm a convict, they sending me subliminal messages. You know, they are slowly brainwashing us over time to where we feel like that this is normal, this is the conditions.
Man, you a
we,
damn fool. You think this shit normal?
No. I'm not saying that that's
It ain't
normal.
nothing they gonna do to
No, I'm not
brainwash
saying
you
it. I'm not
to
saying
think
that that's normal.
If you got common sense.
Yeah.
I think what he's saying is they have a term that came out back in the 80s, man. It's called arrested development.
I got that.
And what arrested development is, when you stop being a child at 12 and 13 years old and start doing grown folk shit that leads you to the penitentiary at 15, 16, and 17, when you go in there, you blind You
Yes.
suffering from a psychological relapse. And it don't just start in the neighborhood, it started 400 or 500 years ago due to the psychodynamics of black pathology and white racism called the transatlantic slave trade. See, they do the same shit to us in prisons now, bro. It's just institutionalized slavery instead of plantation slavery.
I can dig it.
They ain't been to work call in 2 years. They don't give a damn about whole squad no more because they're getting $36,000 an inmate. The only thing they care about is having your house. And I think what little bro's saying, man, is the shit happened without you knowing. Okay, I go to Tucker. Second day, bust dude head. Go to the hole, do about a week in the hole because it ain't but 14 cells, 2 people to a cell, 28 people in the hole, but you got 100 dudes in one burst and they knocking all day every day. So you don't do no time in the hole. Next stop, one barracks. Now you on restriction. Your folks can't send no money, can't come sing you, but you got to survive. So being normal is blocked out. That's how it happened, Coco, without you realizing it. What you gotta do, you gotta shoot craps, you gotta play dominoes, you gotta learn how to play tunk, you got to gorilla nigga shit, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to survive. And that's how it happened without you seeing it.
But throughout that time, it's gonna come a time you gotta put that shit down. You either gonna rehabilitate yourself or they ain't gonna teach you shit.
Prison ain't gonna do it. Prison ain't
But
gonna
hold
do
on
it.
though, when we go in there at 15, 16, 17, you know for yourself, the rehabilitation part start later.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
Yeah.
see, and
'Cause
see
when I
that's
walked
what I
through the
was
door,
saying.
shit,
And see,
it
that's
was
what
time
I
to get out.
and see,
For
that's
real?
what I
Man, I
was
couldn't
saying.
worry about
For real.
nothing else right then.
After me spending those 10 years I spent in prison, I didn't realize it until year 4 or year 5. I'm like, hold on, man. And this how I realized it. Because I seen a female guard I was attracted to. And I was scared to talk to her. You know, it's against the rules and stuff like that. You know, but I was scared to talk to her because I didn't look at her like she was a woman. I looked at her like she was a guard and I was an inmate. And then when I finally did get the courage to talk to her, it dawned on me, I'm still a man. I don't got the jewels, I don't got the car, I don't got the money. You know, I don't got all the material stuff that people feel like we need to make us this. And it dawned on me, I'm still a man. I can still do this.
I ain't never forget that part. When I went through the door, that little boy, I put him down. That young nigga Coco, I ain't seen that nigga in so long. I put him down. It was time to be a man.
I mean,
Anything else, I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to hear, wasn't trying to worry about. I gotta go home the same way I came in.
I'm gonna tell you something else too, Coco. Me and you went to prison in 2 different times.
Yeah.
I went to prisons in the 2000s where I'm gonna be real with you. It wasn't no fuck a fight straight through the door.
right.
You feel me? If you homosexual now in prison,
That's
it's because
choice.
you gay.
That's
It's because
choice.
that's what you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do.
talk.
That's what I was telling the lady.
That's what they did then.
On the segment, did you watch the
If you
segment?
didn't have no nuts, you was fucked up.
Did you watch the
might as
segment
well.
with the mothers
better
on there?
Stand up.
I was arguing with a lady. She telling me her son went down in 2016, I think, 2011 or 2016, regardless, 11, 16. She said her son down there fighting homosexual. I said, no, he ain't. Well, yes, he is. We arguing on. If you watch the mother segment, we arguing about. I'm like, no, he ain't. Only way your son down there fighting punks, he in a relationship.
Fighting over them.
Cause they ain't finna rape you. I mean, you know what I'm
They
saying?
giving it up. It's for
Yeah,
free.
them days over with, man.
With the area now.
With the exception of my situation. When I went to prison, you know, anybody who watching this that went to prison before before like 92 or 93, everybody went to PC. That's where you went.
Yeah.
So in my situation, you had homosexuals who had already been locked up 4 or 5 years, and they try to think the short hairs is something to play with. You know what I'm saying? But I came from the streets. I come from the East End of Little Rock in the 1970s. I've come up right there in that alley in the East End Project. Ain't no weakness. He just picked the wrong one to steal from. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and I had asked somebody on episode 3, that like you just broke down you being from the streets, the East End. Not saying that everybody from the hood going to prison, and we don't want nobody from the hood to go to prison, but just in case you go to prison from the hood can prepare you for that, don't it?
Well, of
The
course I
hardship
do.
from the hood. They prepare you for the road we went down to prison. They prepared you for that.
See, my situation was, kind of like Coco's. My mom moved from the East End when I was 12 to try to give me a better upbringing in North Little Rock. But I still stayed connected to my roots. I didn't see no juvenile. I didn't see no training school. I mean, I had probation and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, Miss Vicky J. Sanders, if you're watching this, I appreciate you to the utmost. She's still alive, she's still well, and she tried to help a lot of us back in the 80s that came up in the juvenile justice system. She spared me twice and then sent me to training school. So I went straight from the county jail to the penitentiary. But only preparation I had was the streets. You know what I'm saying? The streets of Little Rock and the streets of North Little Rock. And I ran with the roughest of the roughest.
Question is asked, how do you mentally prepare yourself for that environment? For
You
prison?
can't. You can't.
Gotta
Hey,
adapt.
man, you can't. Ain't no
adapt.
getting ready for that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Shit,
something,
ain't no
man.
getting ready for that. You just
I
in there. Better deal with it the best way you know
I
how.
remember when I very first got sentenced. I was sitting in the cell in the county jail, and they come through and they slide your time card under the door. The time card is basically tell you what you charged with and how much time you got to do. It tells you. And I'm under the 70%. My time don't change. So I look at that number, and I'm sitting here, and I sit there in this cell by myself for an hour or 2 hours. Sometimes I'm just sitting there. And I'm trying my damnedest to figure out, how am I finna get out of this? How am I finna go home and not do this? And then it just dawned on me, like, nigga, you ain't got no choice. Just do it.
Man, in the 90s, we ain't have time to think about that.
Like, you ain't got no choice.
Man, when you went through the door, you was getting them up. It wasn't, man. Let me think about it. Sit down, man, put your time card up. Let's take care of this business. We gonna worry about this 4-5 years down the line. Yeah. Nigga, we on the 70%. Half the cats that was in there then, I was 15, they just not in the street. He one of them 18 years later. Yeah. You had to think about that years down the line. Man, y'all got a cakewalk.
No, see,
It's
we
just a
went
mental
to,
game,
we
y'all.
went to the,
Shit.
see, you gotta think about it, bro. For one, this just gonna be me for one. One of the biggest things that one of the biggest mistakes that a person can do in life is not to stop and think. That's why we ended up in the positions that we did end up in and go to prison, because we didn't think. So if you do have the opportunity to stop and think, I advise everybody to. Please stop and think. Please stop and
Before
think.
you get in a position where you can't think.
Before you get it, yes.
But at the same
Now,
time,
hold
you
on,
got.
Hold on, one more thing. Now, and our journeys ain't no different, bro.
No.
Because trust me, I spent my first 5 years class 4. Thugging. I'm on the set, just like you said. Come through the door with it on your mind. I didn't make it, mama. You couldn't come see me, could you? My mama ain't come see me for years, because I couldn't have visits, because I couldn't have contact visits.
I done did many years like that.
You feel me? Hard times.
And see,
I ain't
that's,
see my mom when I was 19. I
You know,
was
that's-
15.
that's why it's no such thing as mental preparation for prison,
Can't get
because
ready for it.
you don't know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen at any moment. Somebody owes but somebody something, and dude don't say nothing. Back then, now they got big iron beds, but back then you had beds with springs on them, and you could take the head and the foot off the bed. Or they had wooden locker boxes that you could pick up and smash a dude's whole face in with. So it wasn't no such thing as mental preparation. The only mental preparation was, if I show any signs of weakness, these other 99 dudes in here finna make me to pray. The strong must pray on the weak at hand. You have to sit at the feast amongst the beasts before you could be a man. It's just that plain and simple. Zero tolerance. For real.
And that's
For
one
real.
thing, but I will tell you this too. That's one thing prison did do to me. It did turn me into that. Cause as you can listen to me talk, I'm smart. Prison wasn't supposed to be in my path, wasn't supposed to be in my future.
Right.
One supposed to be in. No,
What I'm
Right.
saying, I'm real talk. I'm supposed to be doing something for real.
got caught up.
Now,
Got caught up, so I mean, it turned me, but I adapt. I ain't had no choice.
What's the most time y'all did lockdown, like whole wise and things like that?
I spent 3 years in the Varna Supermax on the behavior modification program. They called it the 18-month program, but you know if they don't respect nothing strong. You got those old racist wardens like Myers Nut. You know, you got those Jim Crow ass niggas like Mr. Page. You know, and they told me to keep it real. So you got them old Uncle Tom, you got them old Uncle Tom foot shuffling ass niggas, and if you strong, when you come in there, every 60 days you come in there, they set you off. If you do make it 15, 16 months deep in the program, they'll come in one day and you might have a piece of paper in the window or have your light covered, and those cells are designed to drive you crazy.
Hell, it's gonna turn you to a beast.
The
back there,
window
literally.
is way up here going that way. You know what I'm saying? The cell got a shower wall with nothing but stainless steel right there. They got a little bitty TV mounted, and you got more lights in there than you got in here. You got those long lights, it's like 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom. The lights and stuff is designed to mess with you mentally and drive you crazy. So if you're strong enough to go into that cell and convert that cell into a think tank and pick up books like the Prosperity Bible, Mind is Master, the Bible, the Quran, you work out, they feed you like a child.
Somebody
so once
asked me the other day about being locked down. Cause now you got an option to choose a book to have. Ain't no need to take a novel back there. You take a novel back there, you do with that instantly. Yeah. You want to take something that's dealing with self-help with the mind, or definitely that Bible. Cause that Bible, we got so many stories, but people asking about the whole the other day. I like you one thing about it, you're gonna have to learn how to do your sleeping pattern, because if you don't, you're gonna wake up early in the morning and thinking you hearing them breakfast trays. Cause that's the most time you're gonna be hungry there. When you wake up in the middle of the night and every sound you thinking they bringing them breakfast trays. But at the same time, I was asking about the hole. I like being in the hole. It being locked down. The longer you locked down, the more it's just gonna turn you to a beast and a freak. You gonna jack off down every day, man. You gonna
you got to
jack off.
You got to. I mean, the hole is different. The hole is different from being locked down in the Supermax at Varna, because in the hole, you got 30 days in the hole. You might do 15 days, 20 days you cut out. But when they tell you you're gonna be here for 18 months disciplinary free, and then you do 17 and a half months, and the warden come through on the weekend and stand up on the catwalk by the control booth and write down every cell number that's got the light dimmed out and tell the officer in the booth, I want all these rid up, and you got to start that whole 18 months all the way back over. But see, them the type of games they play with the real dudes. I went in there weighing 302 pounds, but I took my mind and I worked out, I fasted. They fed you like a dog. So I fasted. Wasn't no commissary, bro.
I'm talking about on the 18-month program.
Listen to me, ain't no commissary.
Ain't no commissary.
The first 90 days.
Yeah, I'm talking about the levels, the steps.
But look, that's 6 months.
Just to make it to $10.
Listen to me. The first 90 days, you get nothing. They haul you out. You used to get 2 packs of squeezed cheese and 2 rolls of saltine crackers. But when Meisner brought his racist ass over there, they shut that down. First 90 days, 0. You know what you get the second 90 days? You get $10 worth of hygiene and writing materials and stuff like that. It's 6 months deep before you can even go spend $10.
$10.
6 months before you can even go spend $10, man. Yeah. So you got to, the cell gonna drive you crazy, or the cell gonna make you a better person. See, I can relate to what Lil Bro said. I went in at 17 and came out at 22. In the 9th grade, I was a member of the National Junior Honor Society, a football star, straight A's. I flunked the 11th grade twice, ended up in prison before I made it to the 12th grade. So it was just a crash and burn course for me. I ended up in prison because of poor decisions, not because I was uneducated or dumb or anything like that. But what you have to realize is it's psychological slavery, bro. They put you in there and they turn you into a monster. I did 5 years, 5.5 years, came to the streets and stayed free 33 days. Broke back into prison after 30 days. Did 8 months and 16 days on a parole violation, came back and stayed out 93 days.
Dang.
I did that 93 days and went back and did 2.5 years on an 18-year sentence because I got credit for the PV, came out and stayed out 85 days. Because they had created a monster every time I hit these streets. Anybody watching this, y'all know I'm a much better person today because KB, man, I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about nothing.
Well, hold that thought. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Hey, y'all. Back from a short commercial break, and thank you for bearing with us. And I'm gonna start back by having my guy to reiterate on what you were speaking about being a beast. I'm gonna ask this question here: do y'all think, and you don't have to go down the line, just answer it the way you feel. Do y'all think that with all us doing a stretch, I think we all kind of, our mind frame didn't change, period. It had no choice. Yeah. When you, after you done went through the beast stage, you realize, hey, I gotta tame my own beast. But do y'all think that with the recidivism rate so high due to, not saying we need more time, but people go in like how you went back and forth like that with the few days. Do you think it's because you had, when you first got thrown in, you was the beast, you had no choice but to just turn to that? But being that you have done that little time like that versus the stretches that we have done, do you think being let back out in society like that, because people wear it as a badge of honor, I'd have been to the pen, it ain't nothing now. But do you think that's the cause of recidivism because you did such a less time at the time?
I mean, I would have to answer that question from a personal perspective, bro. It's like this. I got transferred from the Tucker unit to the Tucker Max unit for stabbing 2 white cats in the hole during shower call. And I was transferred to the Tucker Max unit, and that's where I was introduced to Islam. So I give all praise to Allah for that. But I met brothers like Brother Charles, Brother Omar Stevens, Brother Adrian Tisdale, may rest in peace, Brother Michael H. Jones. And I received Islam, the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as I started to learn Islam, I could be honest, it made me worse because I realized what the slave masters had did to my ancestors. So when I came to the streets, not only was I a beast, I was a mad beast. I was untamed, you know what I'm saying? Because I was angry about the shit that I learned, That's why my name is Malik today and not my government name, Kevin Williams, because I know Williams was the name of some white guy a few hundred years back that owned my grandparents, great-grandparents and stuff like that. So I came out angry, bro. And I went back to the East End and, the dudes that I ran with, Reggie Wallace, Byron Wallace, Dobie, may rest in peace. He was executed by the state of Arkansas on July the 10th of 2003 for 3 counts of capital murder. But my best friends, all of the dudes I grew up with are serving life without, or millions of years for murders. And the only reason why I'm not doing the same amount of time is by the grace of God. But to answer your question, bro, man, the recidivism rate is so high because, like Brother Coco said earlier, it's years down the road before you realize rehabilitation falls upon you. Incarceration is their job, not rehabilitation. You know, they offer those bullshit ass programs to give you 30 days good time just to keep the numbers up because they get federal funds for communication skills. We ain't got no fucking communication skills. Parenting. We started having kids at 14 to 15 years old. Anger management. How the fuck you gonna manage anger that's outrage? So it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
I want to say something too, man, because it's like he's saying, how you gonna anger management this outrage? Like, you gotta understand, we in a resistant setting. Don't nobody want no help in prison. Like, you forced me to be here. You forcing me to go through even though it is good for me, even though it may help me, you making me do this stuff. You telling me that I'm fucked up and something wrong with me when I feel like I'm all right.
Yeah.
You know, so first of all, we got to understand that we in a resistance setting to where don't nobody want no help. And see, it ain't the prison and none of that that's gonna help nobody. It's us. Yep. You know, it just gotta become a point in time. Some people it take a year or two. Some people it take 5 years. But it just gotta come to a point to where you mature as a person and you tired of what you going through in life.
Yep. And then you got to listen to the dude that's sleeping right next to you that done did the stuff that you coming through the door doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. We got to listen to each other.
And then when you go to this recidivism, like, I'm going to tell you like this. I came home from prison in 2016 and did none of those programs or none of that. Like, they helped me be manipulative and stuff like that, but they just didn't prepare me for the reality of the world. Because you got to understand, I went to prison as a teenager and came home as a grown man. Coming home as a grown man, I've never had my own house. I've never had bills. I've never had responsibilities. I ain't never had none of this stuff. So I got to automatically come home and try to jump in. And yeah, it's on my mind that I want to do right. I go to school. I go get a job. I go start my own business. I do everything that I say I'm going to do, how I'm supposed to do it, but the pitfalls are not factored in. When my job not making the money I'm supposed to make, when school not paying it out, when all this stuff that I am doing right, trying to do, when it's not going as I planned, see, it's one thing that we not prepared for. We're not prepared for those pitfalls. And see, when those pitfalls comes, we get uncomfortable. And see, when we become uncomfortable, we revert back and want to go back to our comfort zone. And what's our comfort zone? Back on the streets, back doing this, back doing that. Man, we get frustrated trying to do right because doing right just ain't fun. It just ain't going how we want it to go. And it's not. I ain't gonna say it go like that for everybody, but that's the majority of how it goes.
I mean, that's facts. Ain't no such thing as right and wrong. It's what will work and what won't work that counts, man. That's the only thing that matters, man. And I'm gonna say this real quick, man, and let this other brother shut down here, man. The quickest, the biggest, this is what I learned once I was able to break away, man, and finally become a man. I just became a man 3 years ago when I went back to prison for my 9th time. 9th. Yeah. I got 35 felony convictions, all right here out of Pulaski County. 6 convictions and 3 parole violations. Time card 2 pages long. Man, when I got back in prison and looked at that, you know, I just realized how sick, how ridiculous this was, man. So what I did was I got a tablet, and I used that tablet, and I acquired 268 certificates in the 3 years that I was back. I got 268 certificates because I chose to start making myself a better person. I stayed on that tablet. I educated myself. But the biggest part of recidivism is just right here, and any one of y'all watching this will say this: addictions, man. Drug addictions, alcohol addictions, sexual addictions. That's the biggest part of recidivism, because when you come back out here in society and you start back to tooting powder, popping pills, drinking alcohol, smoking blunts, you can't keep your shit up. I got to be respectful because there's a lot of women in here. You can't keep your shit up, so you got to start popping X's and all this other stuff just to stimulate you. So you ain't nothing but a moving time bomb waiting to explode because you got all these mind-altering substances. I done fell asleep at the stoplight before and woke up with the folks surrounding the car because I couldn't function without drugs.
And the desire to have money too.
That's right. That's right. And the only way to get it, you got to stay focused. You got to stay zombied out because you got to be in kill mode. Train to go. Train to go at any moment. Not just in the penitentiary. Out here, don't forget, y'all, 1993, we was number one in the nation for murders per capita.
Gang banging.
Man, banging in Little Rock wasn't no joke. 92, 93, 94. Man, this city here was on fire. I couldn't even pump gas. I had to look behind me while I was pumping gas. Shit. And it wasn't just the
Couldn't
games.
even rep your own, you couldn't rep your NFL team or your
Man, you couldn't
NBA
rep
team.
nothing.
Everything meant something.
You couldn't rep
Everything
nothing.
meant something.
Put on the wrong thing. You
I
in
got
trouble.
some blue Vapor Max now. Man, ain't nowhere in the world I'd have put on no blue tennis shoes in the 90s, man. Them niggas would have blown my ass out the East End, man.
Young man on the end, we want to hear from you in the audience.
I mean, a lot of everything that they saying, like I done been through it, you know, I done had my partake in it, but just the mindset that I have, I try to push myself farther away from, you know, that prison life. You know, like notice since I've been out, I try not to speak about prison, period. If you don't know I've been to prison, you won't know unless I tell you. Because a lot of people look at me like, where you from? And once they get to know me, they'll be like, okay, so tell me something about you. And I tell them, oh, I did some time in prison. How long you do? I did 10 years. You don't act like it. Because I try not to bring myself back into that hole, even though I'm never going to forget it. Because like you say, we had good times in there, we had bad times. So it's something that I would never forget. But you know, I try to block myself from that mindset because, like I say, prison it's not gonna rehabilitate you. It's gonna be up to you. And like I said, when I came down, you know, I was young. I was just turned 17 when I caught my charges, 2 months after my birthday. So, you know, I was a kid. You know, going into the prison system, then you're taking that time.
How long you got left on parole?
I got a lot of time on parole. I don't get off parole till 2048. I'm in 2049.
That's
So-
crazy. And that's the entrapment there.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
entrapment.
out, and then you gotta pay your parole fees for what, 20
30 some years.
That's crazy.
But
Then if you don't pay it,
And
parole
they want to
violation.
send you back.
That's
but like
crazy,
I say,
boy.
that's how they say. That's how they suck you in. It's a non-factoring cycle.
And then,
nothing but black
and then
people.
the other slick stuff, like for instance, a person can go in the store and steal a cigarette lighter, cost 79 cents.
Yeah.
You get put on probation for the light. Oh man, that's straight. I got probation, man. They gave me just 3-year probation,
trap.
man. 3 year probation
It's a trap.
for a 79 cent lighter when I could have give you $1, man. We even, judge.
Yeah.
Now you finna pay restitution. What, $25 a month on
$25 a month.
probation for 3 years,
Yeah.
and if you don't pay, you taking a chance
go
of going
back.
to prison.
Yeah.
You know one thing that I never understood either. They'd take it when I went to foreigner, man, and they'd take 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds who, say for instance, commit a crime of robbery or something like that. And I just thought about something else as I'm saying this. But they commit a crime of robbery or something, and they get this 16-year-old 60 years under the 70%. Now this 60 years under the 70% means that he's required to do 70% of 60 years before they even think about letting him go home.
That's 42 years. 42 years.
It take this,
Before he
so
go
if
for
he's
parole,
16
you
years
can't
old, he
think
do
about going
42
home.
years in prison. What is he gonna do when he go home? How is you help? Where is the help in that?
And then
Where is the help in that?
you trying to do right, so you can come home to your people that's still living out here, but they dying off while you in there. Man, you just mad. Yeah, you
Hard.
just
Make it time hard. Especially when you're inside, can't do nothing.
Yeah, have y'all endured any deaths? You know what I'm saying? While you was in there?
Yeah, I was. My mother passed on November the 16th, 2013, man. And with my prison, with my institution of record being as bad as it was, the only reason I was able to go to my mom's funeral was because I cooked the wards breakfast every morning. I worked in staff dining. And I'm telling you, the chaplain told me straight up, the chaplain Banks told me, said, man, you better be glad you cook breakfast for the warden every morning, because ain't no way you would have been approved for no emergency furlough with your institutional jacket.
With your mama passing while you was in there, I know while you in there, we rushing to hurry up and get out. We rushing, if we can fast forward, we'll fast forward to that time we can get out so we can get out and show our parents, show our loved ones that y'all did do some good parenting.
That's,
you know what I'm saying? Don't blame yourself, but do you think that even with your mama passing while you was in there and all the times you had been in trouble, do you, how do you feel about that?
It's like this, bro. I got 2 older brothers, Jeremy Williams, who at the Randall L. Williams unit right now. What's up, big bro? He's serving 68 years on the first-degree murder charge. My brother that's right above me, he was in prison at the time for a first-degree murder charge. You know what I'm saying? And so my mom, I grew up at 5 and 6 years old. I grew up going to Cummins Prison Farm, seeing my brothers in khakis and hush puppies. I grew up. At least one Sunday a month, we was gonna catch that highway, 65 South, going to see my big brother. So my mom, by the time I started doing time as the baby boy, she was immune to it. But I'm gonna share this here real quick since you asked that, bro. I made the parole board at the Tucker Max unit in 2001, November 2001. I called my mom, I said, Mama, I made the board. She had already had a couple of heart attacks, a stroke, triple bypass heart surgery. And I said, Mom, I made the board. She said, well, I'm gonna tell you this here. She said, when you get out this time, I sure hope you stay out here with me, because if you go back again, Mama might not live to hear you say, I made the parole board. Yeah. Stayed out 11 months, man. And in 2002, I was reincarcerated for taking the folks on a high-speed chase all over the city and shit like that. And I went back in 2002 with a 30-year sentence, 15 years suspended. And my mama didn't live to hear me say, Mama, I made the parole board again. So, it still bothered me today because I was the baby and I was the closest to my mom, you know what I'm saying? But man, you become immune to that, you know what I'm saying? When you live in the prison life, the street life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love my mama. Would have did anything in the world for her, including died for her, you know what I'm saying? But man, the only thing matters is checking in, giving mama a couple of $100 to make it through them rough times, and putting that thing back in your waistband and getting on back out the door, man.
And even with you saying that, being in prison for so long, we learn to accept death different from people out here. Even in certain situations, like people call me, my grandma died, my mama died. Why you call me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't care, but I don't know how to care like you care.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna tell you is gonna be all right. I shy away from people.
They so right.
My grandma died, hey.
They so riding down there, bro.
Yeah, prison do that. Yeah. It do that. I'm trying to get no emotion. Not that we don't care or don't care that you hurt, but you. What we gonna do?
But see, the reason why is because dudes who stayed class 4 like us, it don't matter who died. You ain't getting approved to go to no funeral class 4 no motherfucking way.
And then if you're able to go, you been in prison so long, you just want to go to the funeral anyway.
Yeah.
Don't even care.
But you ain't going. Not if you was in the barracks that we was in, you wasn't going.
It's like a motherfucker say too, man. It's that monster that you developed in because you go numb. You ain't got no feelings towards nothing no more because, man, you can't have no emotions in there.
Can't show no soft.
And it messes up out here because you got women that want to love us. You got women that, I guess we love. It's hard to be in a relationship. We fucked up, man. We fucked up, man. I'm talking about, man, and I don't know what, cause think about it. You got people, like being in the 18 years, you got people, man, I've been out 4 years now. Man, you out now. You been out here 4 years now, man. 18 years of a developed pattern. 4 years not gonna rid me of that, period. You know what I'm saying? And like people, you got people that question, I see on Facebook women question their guys, man, I read a post one day that said, girl, my nigga down there nutted when his homeboy pulled up. You don't understand the freedom he get once his dudes come around. Because we not only,
I experienced that one.
A nigga, but it's just a post I saw. But you know how, like for instance, you sitting at the house like this, you and your girl sitting right here.
My niggas, but they ain't never made my shit right.
That's just a post. That's a post I read a girl saying. But just imagine you just sitting here at the house, you chilling, you and your girl, you probably playing the game on your phone. She probably scrolling through Facebook. You hear my sound pull up, boom, you look at the oh shit, my nigga out here. You crunk, your whole day done changed now. Dang, nigga, I been here with you all day. You could have got some pussy, all this. Now you happy as hell because your nigga done pulled up. You free them. All obligations and duties that you had within your household because your guy came around. Everything that you handle as a man, your girl got to handle that now if she a real woman. But prison messes us up relationship-wise.
Oh yeah. Ain't no,
Communication-wise, too.
And I don't, exactly, communicate. I ain't got no communication skills. I don't, people can ask me questions, I ain't saying nothing. That's crazy. I ain't got no communication
I think
skills.
it was the other way around when me helped me out.
It helped me out kid-wise.
I'm talking about just everything. See, my story went the other way around. I didn't go to school, leave from school and, you know, athlete, all that. I was fucked up in the street, 4'15". My mom was 13 when she had me. So I had to come straight through thugging. It took me to set my ass down at 15. I barely could read when I went to the joint. I was 15 years old. I taught myself how to read. I went to college and everything within them. But it wasn't for them doing a motherfucking thing for Coco.
Right. That's right.
Man, they put me in that cell and it was either go crazy or get smart, and I was not going crazy. I was not going
Real
to do
talk,
that.
that's
Wasn't
it.
no way in the fuck I was going to do that. I had to go back to that woman the same way I went in there.
That's right.
The rough part, the guy, that was the easy part. Putting them up, that wasn't nothing. Man, when they put you in the cell, you either gonna think, get your shit together or fuck up. My biggest fear was failure, hitting the street fucking up. I wasn't afraid of nothing else but hitting the street and fucking up. But I went when I was 15, I got out, I was 21, but it was still, I was 15 years old.
Still in that same
That's
mindset.
right.
Still, man, I'm talking about
Arrested
prison, man.
development.
Yep.
Arrested
I tried
what it
to
development.
is.
catch up.
People still tell
My
me that,
niggas
man.
getting money now, I wanna do it.
Yeah.
Jump back in the game, here we go.
Right back
All I
down the
want to
same
do is
page.
ride around. I want to jump clean like everybody, ride on fours. I want to look good. Man, next thing you know, I'm in a
Well, check it out, y'all. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Well, thank y'all for waiting and being patient, and we're back, and we're gonna reiterate. And before we wrap things up, we'll let my guy LeBeau speak more about his experience in prison, since he was the most quietest up here. You scared?
Nah.
I'm just saying, yeah, out here now.
I'm gonna speak on what she told me to speak on. That support family.
Oh yeah.
That's the most important.
Yeah, off top, you know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to I'll speak on that. Do you think it's important, not just while you're in prison, but upon your release, to have a support system in place? Yeah. Cause I had I'm talking about wonderful support. And if I was to ever do anything to go back to prison, I don't think I'll write nobody or nothing. Because when I tell you, my people rolled me so beautifully the first time and was there when I came home. Bro, I came home after 18 years given a car. To this day, I'm not used to the passenger side. Yeah. If I'm sitting on the passenger side, if I ain't in my phone playing a game, I have to do that because I grab your steering wheel. Whole time, you know how to drive. You got yourself under control, but I'm not used to the passenger side yet. But speak more about the support system.
About support system, man, that's the most important thing about being in prison. Cause like, you know, a lot of people, that's their downfall in prison, you know, they don't got that support, they don't got that love, you know, and it's hard. Not only being in the inside where it's 100 different, you know, personalities, you know, you got different people, different moods that you got to deal with. You know, that family is what, that support really helped you through that time. That's what helped me through my time, man. My mama been there for me since day one. She lost her first house that she was able to purchase, you know, trying to help me, you know, better my situation and get through prison. She hit rock bottom while I was gone, but I never knew until, you know, later on in years, and I grew up a little bit more.
How you feel about that? You know how we in prison and stuff happen to your people out here, and they feel that the best thing is not to tell us in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm helping you by not telling you.
But it's hurting us in the long run.
Because it make us mad.
Yeah, it make you madder.
Yeah.
Because in the same sense, they only looking at the simple fact you already in a confined, you know, environment, so your mind is already caged in, so they feel like by telling you, it's only gonna make things worse. But some of us have, you know, mature enough to, you know, I'm in a position where, you know, if I can accept this, I can accept anything, being caged down like an animal, told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So, in my mindset, you know, as I grow, when I got a little more mature up under my belt, you know, I wanted to know those things, you know, what my mama going through, you know, what's what. Don't sugarcoat it and lie to me, because then once I really find out, it's going to hurt me even more. That's why I used to always tell people, just tell me, be real with me. You know, I'll be able to accept it more. Not everybody's going to be on that downfall where if they tell you something, okay, this might jeopardize his class. He might go do something, get angry. And a lot of people do. But at the same time, having that support system up on you, it really helps you through that time. And like, to this day, I do everything I can in my power for my mama. I do everything. My mama, she ain't worked in 3 years. I'm doing everything.
Please keep doing
everything.
it. Please keep doing it.
Because at the end of the day, without her, bro, I'd probably still be in prison. No, I wasn't up under the 70. I was up under the small Y. My time moved. I can go all the way back to, my flat day was 2062 when I got there. It came up to 2048. So I could still be in there. For real.
You know, it's
You want to go back?
No.
I'm just saying.
the family support system is destroyed, man. Like I said earlier in the show, it's not plantation slavery, it's institutionalized slavery. What the court system does when they snatch a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid from his mom and send him to prison is the same thing the slave master did when his partner rolled down the dirt road in the carriage wagon and say, sell me 2 of those nigger boys. And that boy was took away from his mama and never saw her again. So that's why they take kids and send them to prison. The family support system is destroyed. When I went to prison, when you go to the hole for 30 days, you don't get your mail. Now you do. Back then, you didn't get your mail and shit until you got out the hole.
Yeah.
Okay, just say you've been off restriction. You finally got off restriction. Your mama looking to come and see you Saturday. Okay, this nigga you been beefing with, no, you just got off restriction. What'd he do? He come and start a fight with you Friday night or Saturday morning. When your mama travel all the way across the state and get to the gate, they tell her, you ain't gonna be able to see him. He went to the hole this morning. The family support system is destroyed by the United States Justice Department. It's designed to destroy the family communications, to destroy the family support system, man. That's what it's designed to do.
That's why they give you so much of that time.
That's right. And this brother here was talking, man, I still got charges on my time card right now. When I left Friday, they gave me a time card. I still got charges on my time card, a 20-year sentence from 1989. Why is that still on my time card? In 1989 was 32 years ago.
Why they give you a time card leaving?
Well, that's part of your release conditional release plan. Yeah. It's just because
I got no time
here's why
card.
you get a time card. Here's why you get a time card. You know what my classification? You know what my classification is to the Arkansas Department of Corrections?
1P.
Right? 1P. I'm
you
a
know that?
class 1 parolee.
This nigga is still, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
see, I'm flat now, but
Yeah.
when they switched that shit a few years ago, you know, they had the 1C, the 1B,
Yeah.
the 1A. When you parole is 1P, so you still in prison right now.
I'ma close-
You still part of
I'ma
prison.
close with this right here.
Class 2.
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna close with this right here. They use the term now when they release you from prison, transfer eligibility. Now, I want y'all to pull the dictionary out and look up the word transfer. When you look up the word transfer, you know what it's gonna say? Trade in commodities such as stock, animals, cattle. See, they don't consider you a human being.
Hell no.
They gave me a time card because now I'm class 1P, a class 1 parolee. If I was to get busted and go back to prison on a parole violation, I go back into the system, class 3.
Did you know that when you die,
Class 2, I mean.
did you know if you die in prison, they bust you class
They
4?
write you a disciplinary.
You get wrote a disciplinary for dying in
Yeah.
prison.
When you
and
die,
you get busted
they
class
write you a
4
disciplinary.
because you
That
state property.
is the
You
truth.
state property and you destroy state property, bro.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is the truth.
For real, you class 4, you get wrote a
Also,
disciplinary on death,
Yeah.
and you go class 4 because you destroy state property.
I'm gonna have to go back and
Don't
look at my
think
papers
he,
because I
don't
still
think
got
he
mine.
just faking the
That
front.
shit crazy,
As
man.
Sis say, that's big facts.
Man, when I used to read that stuff in
Yeah,
prison,
that's
I'm like,
facts.
damn. I'm talking about, boy, that prison system something else, man. That's a big animal to tackle again.
It's,
And
it's a money game now. That's
Oh,
why
yeah,
they
it
let
is.
these private penitentiaries jump. Man, they get some money, man.
Yep.
Hell no.
That's
You belong
hard.
to the state.
You belong to the state.
In Commerce, you bury in Commerce and Varna, you bury right across the highway.
For real.
Yeah, right across the highway.
And drop you in
That's
the
right.
rocks.
That's right. That's right, man.
It's messed up.
Yeah, yeah. We had a lady in the audience. This young brother mom said, "Why do they send children to prison? Why do they send children to prison? Because the system is designed to destroy." So any of you young dudes down there watching this, take it from somebody who got 595 years on his time card for 35 felony convictions, that's blessed by the grace of Allah to be sitting here in this world today, just left prison again Friday. Man, y'all, please do something with yourself before you come back out here, because it's not a game, bro. Y'all ain't gonna live to go in and out 9 times like I did. Trust me, you ain't gonna live. They gonna snow your ass in before you have a chance to go in and out of that 9 times. I went back with a 5-year sentence and they made me do 3 years of it. The money good. Don't get caught up in the cash app and the tobacco drops and all that bullshit. Yeah, that shit good. I'm set out here and this and that, but right now, I'm still bumping my music. I'm still adjusting because I got to break away from institutionalization. I got to learn how to be responsible and be a man, because I'm staying this time. I'm gonna go like Maurice Clemens did. I'm gonna kill 4-5 police in the goddamn coffee shop. I ain't going back down now. I'm gonna go like my homeboy Maurice did, may he rest in peace. I'm not going back, man.
Flip side to that though. I hate to say it, but a cat like that helped me stay out of prison.
Oh, for sure.
By watching them come back and forth to the jump.
Right,
I started to sit down and pay attention.
A lot of them coming back and forth.
Let me see what happened. And I said I wasn't gonna be that old nigga, man, coming back and forth to the penitentiary. I wasn't gonna do that. And that helped the nigga out. That made me, you know, you're doing life sitting on installments.
That's what it is.
When you back like that, you going back and forth, man. You doing a life sentence on installments, my nigga.
I had to ask myself.
That's worse than that nigga that got a whole elbow and sitting there.
That's right.
You more institutionalized than he is, because you can't stay in the train.
I can admit it, I'm fucked up, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
But that helped me though, and I thank you for that. You know, you supposed to take another nigga mistakes and learn from them.
That's right, Coco. I'm
And
glad
I
you
did
did.
that.
I'm glad I could be an example. We've been in the
And I
birds
thank
together.
him for that, because you know that helped me out.
Yeah, we've been in the birds with each other.
Like that there, 'cause man.
Yeah, and I give in reference to what he's saying. Old man Drop, may he rest in peace. Lloyd Fletcher Sr. Old man Drop came back to Commons. Old man Drop, the booster. Old man Drop came back to Commons, 75 years old, with a 5-year sentence for a shoplifting turned robbery. 75, the man been doing time since the 50s. And he came back with a 5-year sentence, but he was in a store still trying to steal. Folks tried to stop him. He tried to run. Shoplifting turned robbery. 75 years old. 75? Man, you brothers wake up. Please, whatever y'all
And
do,
you
man,
mothers and
wake up.
fathers out here, man, share this stuff. Sit your kids down. I know sometimes our language out, you know, saying in the topics we speaking on, but shoot, look at the stuff that's on Netflix.
The kids don't understand
Man, let
that, but
these
they
kids
know
watch
how.
this
Yeah,
stuff,
they don't
man. We
understand
trying to
that.
deter
They
them because they got
understand the rap
us.
music they listen
Like
to.
I
They can understand
yeah, definitely the rap. Like I tell them, they got us. We already relegated to a number. Period. Now they after our nieces and nephews, our sons and daughters, and it's our job to deter all that stuff to stop y'all from, you know what I'm saying? Cause
I say this right here, man. I finally realized that Allah preserved me for one reason, man. I ain't never died. I ain't been to the end of the world, but I damn sure could see it from where I was standing. But I was saved for one reason, man, and one reason only, to try to help some young brothers not have to live the life that I chose to live. And I'm gonna do the best to be a beacon of light and lead by example for y'all coming out here, man. I got some things I wanna put together, bro. And I'll be back on this show again, man, as I continue to progress. But if y'all don't take nothing, take this right here, man. Take this right here with you. Please do not come out here and think this shit is a game, man. Because the system is set up to send you back over and over and over and over. Do something with yourself, bro, and come out here with something on your mind, man.
I want to say something too. One of the most important things a person can do is educate themselves on the system and the law.
yep, because the Supreme Court say there's no excuse for ignorance of the law. There ain't such thing saying I didn't know.
I learned the law the hard way by going through it. You know, after I end up with a 13-year sentence and I got to do this and do that. Like, check this out. The day I took my time, they told me they was giving me 13 years. Okay, cool, bet. I signed for 13 years. That's the only thing they told me. I get a time card that says I got a 20-year sentence with 7 suspended. For one, where does 20 come from? And then what the hell is a 7 suspended? So now I come to find out I got 7 years hanging over my head. So when I'm released, if I do get in trouble again, if they choose to say, we want to make you finish out this rest of this 7 years and then turn around and make you do this new time. We can do this to you. I didn't know I was signing up for that. I didn't know I didn't even know a 70% law existed until they gave it to me. The first time I went to jail just like him, I went straight to prison. I thought I was finna, don't do it no more, go. You know, I thought it was just that simple. Nah, we want these years up out of you, and they got them.
Well, before we conclude this segment of Prison Chronicles, go down the line, you know what I'm saying? And I know we have been doing it, but if you can look right now, if this was seen right now before the world, before the nation, and you had something to tell somebody that's following in the footsteps that you once did, what could you tell them to deter what, you know what I'm saying?
Choices. I mean, we all got a choice. It's up to you. I mean, some of us don't have the mindset, to make the right choice in the heated moment, but like you said, it take a split second to think. And if I'd have thought and had the mature mindset, then, I would. But just taking time and think, not overdoing things, and just taking life for granted. Because, once you get into the system, bro, that system, you get lost in the system.
Man, for real.
That's all it takes is take time to think. Stop being so heated over every little thing. Stop taking everything so personal in life, because life's short.
And then the pride. Cause think about
Let
it,
your pride
you
go.
get into it with a dude in the park. Everybody out there, you get into it with a dude in the park cause he having to spit while you walk past, spit and touch your shoes. Oh, now you the killed dude cause you showing out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, they ain't gonna remember your name next
That
week.
split decision that you make, that you'll get you'll lose yourself
You're
and
right.
everything.
Yeah.
It's the consequences is real tough about it.
I'm gonna tell you, to me, it's so much that I would love to tell a person, because I don't want nobody to ever experience, that life. It's so much, but I'm gonna try to say one thing that I would tell a person. Understand that there's a high power out there, something out there greater than you. They can get you through anything. They can hold you down through anything that's there for you. And if you ever confused and need answers or anything, you can tap into that power and it's gonna reveal any answer that you need. That's all I got.
What I would say to conclude is this right here, bro. Look at it like this, man. 9 times in prison, 35 felony convictions, 595 years. If I can find a way to make a change, anybody can find a way to make a change. And, to support what that brother there said, I finally realized, man, every time I went back to prison, it was just a result of making a wrong decision. Whether you come out here and stay free or whether you come out here and go back depends on one thing, whether you make the next right or wrong decision.
Coco, what you gotta say?
It's really hard because I'm dealing with that same situation. One son at 9, man. I got 2 boys in jail now. And I tried to give them the game, but they wanted to hit the streets. It was like I didn't know what I was talking about. It was easier for me to reach a youngster in the street than my own. And that cut me hard because it's like, damn, nigga. So if y'all got a chance to just do the right thing, man, period, man. Think about it, man, because shit finna get real crazy. They done changed the law to where breaking and entering now is an aggravated charge.
That's a violent crime.
Don't breaking up while somebody in there.
Man, if
Residential
you go in a
burglary is a
person's
violent crime.
Back, man, motherfucker want number the DVD player and some shit like
And a
that.
flash
That you'll
screen.
say, man, go on about. They made this a violent charge, man. They finna hide you about that. And these youngsters don't even know this, man. They
Residential
done
burglary
passed
is
this
a violent
stand your
crime.
ground law. It's
And what's
finna
so
get funk
crazy?
out
What's
here,
so
man.
crazy?
It's
We
finna
sitting here
get
talking
real
about
funk
the
out here,
Supreme
man.
Court say there's no excuse for ignorance of the law. I ain't know.
That ain't
But
gonna
they
fly.
expect for us to know. But here it is, there's stand your ground. They got all these different rules and laws coming into effect. But they having meetings that black people are not attending. I'm talking about we have to raise issues. I'm talking about put that on document, and we get proper. We can't go to the city
Yeah,
councilman.
but at least
We can't
start
go to the
paying
meetings and
attention,
stuff.
Boy, it's finna get crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, stand your ground, man. Them people, if they see you in the neighborhood and think that you a suspect, you did something you ain't got no business, they ain't got the right to put his pistol on you.
Tanja
and gun
Baker.
you down. Come on, man. They just come on, that's fucked up. That's
We
what
would
this
just
is all
ask, has
about.
anything changed? If y'all, I would just ask this question: has
Motherfucker better
anything
keep their
changed
pistol.
with the guys that were put in the hole? Y'all have to go back and watch Prison Chronicles segment 8 that was just released this morning.
Didn't they
That
lock
was
them down?
Yes, we did a live footage out of prison, out of Tucker Max prison. We released it about 4 hours ago, and not even 24 hours after that, all them guys were put in the hole. So. They were speaking about how life was for them in prison and how due to COVID and the way things were, they hadn't been outside in over a year. Update on that, I guess we getting a buzz somewhere because they was able to go outside.
And I'm gonna say this here. I just left Friday, and if it's one thing I know ADC policy and procedure. It is no rule concerning video visits that says if you on a video visit and somebody else walk up and look at their camera, they are subject to a disciplinary.
And then also, the courts say that though you incarcerated, your rights are not revoked to be part of prison, things like
That's right.
that. You still,
That's right.
so one thing about prisons, they locked all them boys up, but we're not trying to battle prison in no type of way, cause that's not what we're about. We're about letting everybody speak from their vantage point, but at the same time, we're also a voice for the people, for the males and females that are in prison that can't get their voice out. So we're not going, period. We're not trying to fight nobody either, but we do got a voice out here, and we that voice. How we standing together. But this concludes another segment of Prison Chronicles. Thank y'all for watching this. Make sure you go to YouTube under Denaro Cook, Denaro, and Cook. And make sure you press the subscribe button, like and share, because remember, there's no us without you, and it's never too late. And again, Cookbook Publications, baby.
Y'all keep your head up and come home, man.